Hi everyone, you're welcome to my channel. Alright, so here we want to quickly look at the relationship between ratios and fractions. Okay, so basically when you have A over B, it is the same thing as A ratio B, alright, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now why is it that we need to look at the concept of ratios? Because we use this to divide and solve some word problems on proportions, division of a particular maybe quantity of items among a number of persons. For instance, we can say divide $100 to be divided among two persons in the ratio of say 2:3. You should be able to solve problems. Alright, so the first share is going to be 2. So first of all, you will get the total ratio by summing them, which is 2 plus 3, and that will give you 5. So the first share is going to now be 2 all over the total ratio multiplied by the amount that is being shared, which is 100. And of course, this is going to give you 5 here is 1, 5 here is 20, and so you will get about $40 as the share of the first person with this ratio. And then for the second person, that will be 3 all over 5 multiplied by 100. So by the time you do the same thing, you are going to get 60. So which is actually the same thing as saying 100 minus the share of the first person. Okay, so now, but then of course you can have some nice questions that will involve ratios and fractions like what we have here. So let's quickly look at this example. So it says that an amount of 300,000 naira was shared amongst 3 persons, Otobo, Ada, and Adiola. And then the first guy received the amount of 60,000 naira, and then Ada received 5/12 of the remainder. So let's begin to interpret. So total amount shared, okay, the first person, which is Otobo's share. By the time you remove Otobo's share, it means that the remainder, because they said Ada's share is 5/12 of the remainder, that means we need to get the value of the remainder. So the remainder, when you remove the first person's share, will be 300,000 minus 60,000, and that's going to give us about 240,000 naira. Okay, so by implication, Ada's share, which is 5/12 of this, and we know that of is multiplication, and if we multiply that, because 12 here is 1, 12 into 240 is 20, then into these 3 zeros you have 3 zeros, so that's going to give us 5 multiplying 20,000, which will give you 100,000. So this is Ada's share. But then this is not exactly what they asked us to find. They said we should, that the rest after you remove Ada's share belongs to the third person, which is Adiola. And then they said in what ratio was the money shared. Okay, so that means we really need to get all the 3 shares. So we've had 2, one for Otobo 60,000, second for Ada 100,000. So we need to get Adiola's share, and Adiola's share will simply be the remaining when you remove the other 2 persons share. So that means Adiola's share will be the total amount. Okay, so by the time you remove this, you will get that Adiola's share will be equal to 140,000. Okay, so now that we have all the 3 shares, to get your ratio, now that's the ratio in which they shared, is very simple. Just write the ratio of the amounts they all got, and that's going to be 60,000 is to, and you will now reduce the value in to the lowest term. So of course the 4 zeros will cancel out. So if we do that, we just have 6:10, then is to 14. All right, and then finally by the time you reduce what we have into the lowest term, we are going to have that 2 can divide through to give us 3:5:7, as the solution to that problem. And of course, you can confirm that that is true if you take, just like what I said earlier, where if you are already given the ratio, all you need to do is to get the total ratio, which is to add the three ratios that you have. So if we add the three ratios, that's going to give us 5 plus 3 plus this is going to be 15. Okay, so we have 15 as the total ratio. So if we use these ratios to divide, are we going to get the same amount? Let's check. So we are going to have the first share is 3 over 15 times 300,000. And then, of course, 15 into 30 is 2. Then into the 4 zeros will give us 20,000. And so 3 times 20,000 is, of course, equal to 60,000, which is exactly the share of the first person. If you do the same for the other two, 20,000 times 5 is 100, which is the second share, and 20,000 times 7 is 140, which is the third share. So that means the ratio is correct. Okay, so and that's what I said to share with us in this video. Kindly subscribe to my channel and do give a thumbs up to our video if it helped you. Share it with other friends. We'll see in our other videos. Bye.